My name is Emily. I am 24 years old. I live in a small town with my mother. My father died many years ago. My mother works in a bakery. I work in a small bookstore near the town square. I love my job because I enjoy reading books and talking to people. My life was simple and peaceful. Every morning, I walked to work. Every evening, I came home and had dinner with my mother. I thought nothing exciting would ever happen to me. But I was wrong. It was a cold Friday in November. The sky was dark, and it had been raining all day. After work, I closed the bookstore at 8 p.m. I said goodbye to my boss and started walking home. The streets were almost empty. Only a few cars were passing by. I opened my black umbrella and walked slowly because the road was wet. When I reached home, my mother was making hot vegetable soup. "You are late today," she said with a smile. "Yes. A customer wanted to buy many books. I had to help him," I replied. We had dinner together. Then we watched TV for a short time. At 10:30 p.m., I went to my room. I brushed my teeth, changed into my warm pajamas, and sat on my bed. I wanted to read a new mystery book before sleeping. Outside, the rain became heavier. The wind made strange sounds around the house. At exactly 11:47 p.m., my phone made a notification sound. Ding. I smiled. "I think Laura is sending me another funny message," I said quietly. Laura was my best friend. She always sent me funny videos before sleeping. I picked up my phone. But my smile disappeared. The message was not from Laura. I looked at the sender's number. My heart started beating fast. It was my own phone number. I checked again. The number was exactly the same as mine. I felt cold. "How is this possible?" I whispered. With shaking hands, I opened the message. It said only 7 words. "Do not open the front door tonight." I stared at the screen. I read the message again. Then again. It was still the same. I looked around my room. Everything was quiet. This must be a joke, I said to myself. Maybe someone was using an app to send fake messages. I tried to call the number. But something strange happened. I quickly ended the call. Now I was really scared. I walked to my mother's room. She was already asleep. I did not want to wake her up. Maybe I was only tired. Maybe I was imagining things. I went back to my room. I put my phone on the table. 5 minutes later. Knock. 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 Someone knocked on the front door. I stopped breathing for a moment. It was almost midnight. Who could come to our house at this time? Another knock came. This time it was louder. Knock. 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 I remembered the message. "Do not open the front door tonight." My hands became cold. My mother was still sleeping. The knocking continued. Then a man's voice came from outside. "Hello. Is anyone home?" I slowly walked toward my bedroom window. Very carefully, I moved the curtain a little. A man was standing near our front door. His face was hidden under a dark cap. I could not see him clearly because of the heavy rain. He looked around the street. Then he looked directly at our house. Suddenly, my phone made another sound. Ding. I looked at the new message. Again. It came from my own phone number. This time it said, "He knows you are watching. Step away from the window. Now." I quickly stepped away from the window. My heart was beating very fast. How does this message know where I am? I whispered. I looked at my phone again. The message was still on the screen. Outside, the man knocked on the door one more time. Knock. 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 Then everything became quiet. I waited for a few seconds. I could only hear the rain and the wind. Slowly, I looked through the window again. The man was gone. I looked left. I looked right. The street was empty. Where did he go? I asked myself. Just then, my mother opened her bedroom door. I quickly hid my phone. I heard someone knocking, I said. She looked surprised. At this time? I nodded. We both walked to the front door. My mother looked through the small door hole. There is nobody outside, she said. She opened the door a little. The cold wind entered the house. The street was empty. But something was lying on the ground. It was a small white envelope. My mother picked it up. There is no name on it, she said. She gave it to me. I opened it carefully. Inside was only one old photograph. It showed a little girl standing in a park. She was smiling. She looked about 7 years old. I looked closer. My hands started shaking. The little girl was me. This is my photo, I said. My mother looked shocked. Where did this come from, she asked. I don't know. There was something written on the back of the photo. It said, "Ask your mother about the blue house." I looked at my mother. What blue house? Her face suddenly became pale. For a few seconds, she said nothing. Then she forced a small smile. I don't know what this means. But I knew she was hiding something. She never looked at me like that before. It is very late, she said softly. Let's go to sleep. I wanted to ask more questions. But she walked back to her room. I stayed in the living room. I looked at the old photo again. I clearly remembered that picture. My father took it when I was a little girl. But that photo disappeared many years ago. How did a stranger get it? My phone made another sound. Ding. Another message. Again. It came from my own number. It said, "Do not ask your mother tonight. Someone is watching the house." I looked outside. Nothing. Only rain. Only darkness. I locked every window and every door. Finally, I went to bed. But I could not sleep. I kept thinking about the blue house. Around 3 a.m., I finally closed my eyes. The next morning, I woke up late. The rain had stopped. The sky was clear. At breakfast, my mother looked tired. She smiled, but something was different. She was very quiet. Mom, I said gently. Do you really know nothing about the blue house? She stopped eating. For a moment, she looked at me. Then she said, Emily, some old memories are better forgotten. She stood up and left the kitchen. I watched her walk away. Now I was sure. She was hiding a secret. I finished my breakfast and went to work. The bookstore was busy that day. Many customers came to buy books. I tried to smile. But I could not stop thinking about the messages. Around noon, my best friend Laura came into the shop. Hey. You look tired. I didn't sleep well, I replied. What happened? I looked around. Nobody was close to us. I need to tell you something, I whispered. Laura listened carefully as I told her everything. The messages. The stranger. The old photo. The blue house. When I finished, she looked at me with wide eyes. You are joking, right? She asked. I slowly shook my head. Without saying a word, I took out my phone. I showed her the messages. Laura's face lost its color. She looked at me and whispered. Emily. Before she could finish her sentence, her phone started ringing. She looked at the screen. Then she became completely silent. I looked at the phone in her hand. The caller's number was my phone number.